Today let's talk about route planning.
Yeah, everybody's always wondering how far the truck can pull, all that stuff. Well, once you know that, then you can plan your route.
We are getting ready to take our first big trip with the trailer and the Rivian, so we thought it would be a good time to talk about how we figure out our routes.
Yeah, so there's really two ways to do it. One is a very easy way, and another way is a more difficult way, but I enjoy that, so honestly, that's how I end up doing it.
The easiest way to plan your route is to use an app/website called A Better Route Planner. You can go in and you can input your vehicle, you can input your battery pack, all of the details of your vehicle. You can add extra weight, which is very useful if you are towing, because there are other route planners out there, but they do not allow you to add extra weight. We just go in, we put in the 8,000 pounds extra weight, and configure it. And you can even configure it down to like how full your battery is when you leave. Like, they have a lot of different options, so it is pretty inclusive in what you can figure out. So you can just go in, put it in, see your route, see how long you need to stay at the charger to move on and get to the next destination. So it's pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, it'll tell you the percentage that you need to go to. You can adjust how far you want to go down in your percentage.
So what we actually usually do, and then maybe check it on A Better Route Planner to see if it catches anything that we didn't catch or vice versa, is we will start by going on Google, plugging in, our destination and seeing which route it wants us to go on. And then from there, that's where he starts doing all the work.
Yeah, and I just go on PlugShare. I put in the chargers that I want, and I look at that route, and I just make sure that they're roughly about 100 miles apart, because of the charging state of charge that I want to be in is more the middle part of that battery. I don't want to charge all the way up or anything like that.
So we just look at the route that Google gave us, and then essentially just go on PlugShare and look at the chargers that are along that route, and then choose the ones that are 100 miles apart. New angle. We were losing our light. So one of the things that we'll do when we're traveling is we will use Google Earth to take a look at the charging destination and see if it looks like we're going to have to unhitch from the trailer or not, unhook from the trailer or not. So we'll just use Google Earth, zoom in, see what there is, also make a plan for if we do have to drop the trailer, where are we going to drop the trailer? And we find that useful just to kind of know what we're going into when we pull in, and if it's going to be difficult, or even if we feel like it will be too tight for us to get into with the trailer, which we haven't ever run into, but it is good to go look ahead of time and see if you think that you're going to have to drop the trailer to be able to get into the spot. So if you come across a spot where you have a gap and there is not a charging station within the amount of miles that you need, we use the apps Campendium and Allstays to find campgrounds that we could potentially charge at. We will usually try to plan that into an overnight stay so that we aren't having to sit there forever. We can just charge while we're asleep, wake up in the morning, we're fully charged, and we can go down the road. That being said, if you have a spot where there's a gap in charging stations and you are trying to rely on an RV park for charging, we would highly suggest that you call the RV park in advance and ask them if that is okay if you stop and charge. So another thing that you want to consider on your route planning is making sure that you are navigating to chargers that are the appropriate charging level. So you want to make sure that you are finding those fast chargers. So you want to make sure when you go in and you plug in your route, whatever route that may be, that you are landing at fast chargers and not, say, a 50 kilowatt destination charger or whatever they are.
So you just want to make sure that you're looking at those. You don't want to be sitting at a 50 kilowatt hour charger for, if you got to go deep in your battery pack. Sometimes that can be 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
You don't want to be sitting there that long, because that'll get old real fast.
It's also, on the reverse side of that, if you are finding a stretch on your route where you cannot make it from fast charger to fast charger, there is a possibility that you could stop at a slower charger, get enough charge to get you to the next fast charger. You might be wondering if we use the navigation within the vehicle. And for us, because we're generally towing when we go on trips, it doesn't make sense for us to use it, because it's trying to navigate with your full battery range, so it doesn't work very well for us. If you're not towing a trailer, it's a totally viable option, and they have, you can choose your chargers and all that stuff. So if you're not towing a trailer, go ahead and use your vehicle navigation.
Yeah, we're gonna pop it up there when we do it to see how it works. But,
yeah.
Our experience so far is it tells you that the vehicle's range is lower when you put it in tow mode, but the navigation still acts like you can go the longer distance. And so, probably a software update, or maybe we're missing something, but we have not found it to be helpful yet. And so, but we'll still pop it up. Maybe as we're going along the route, it's going to change it, and it'll do exactly what we need it to do.
Those are the tools that we use to plan our routes when we are specifically towing the trailer. If you have any questions about anything or how we do something, always be sure to let us know in the comments. We'll be happy to answer any questions that we can. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. And you got anything else?
I do not. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.